Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Pericles, and today we get to hear from Pericles in Act 2, Scene 1. So this poor guy, he went to try to win himself a wife and then found out the secret of the incest, so he had to flee Antioch, and then to protect Tyre, he had to flee Tyre, and then to protect Tarsus, he had to flee Tarsus. So he'd gotten on a boat to sail away from Tarsus so that Tarsus wouldn't get attacked, and his boat got shipwrecked. Once again, because that's what happens when you sail places. So we start Act 2, Scene 1 with him getting washed up on shore. He doesn't know where he is, but we find out later that he's in Pentapolis. He gets washed up on shore, and he's just like railing against the gods and against nature and all that sort of thing for his terrible fortune. And then 3 fishermen come in, and they're sharing fisherman type tales, and he's like, hey, that's kind of cool how they're like equating life to things that they've seen in the sea. I'll chat with these guys. So he goes over and he starts talking with the fishermen, and they're nice, they're amenable, they're like, you know, how you doing? And he's like, well, I'm just about to die. And they're like, yeah, no, we won't let that happen. We'll help you out. You're actually not so far from Pentapolis, and we have a really good king. And actually the king's daughter, it's her birthday tomorrow, and there's going to be a big tournament, and knights are coming from all over the place to joust and try to win her. So again, the theme of winning a woman as a prize. I guess that's the only way these guys know how to get a wife. Anyway, a couple of the fishermen go to like collect their nets, and when they come back, they're like, this net's really heavy. Like, what is this? Like, what is this armor that we caught in our net? And Pericles says, an armor, friends. I pray you let me see it. Thanks, fortune. Yet that after all crosses thou givest me somewhat to repair myself. And though it was mine own part of my heritage, which my dead father did bequeath to me, with this strict charge, even as he left his life, keep it, my Pericles, it hath been a shield twixt me and death, and pointed to this brass, for that it saved me. Keep it in necessity, the which the gods protect thee, fame may defend thee. It kept where I kept, I so dearly loved it, till the rough seas, that spares not any man, took it in rage, though calmed, have given it again. I thank thee for it. My shipwreck knows no ill, since I have here my father gave in his will. So yeah, they just happened to catch his suit of armor in their fishing nets, and they pull it up, and he's like, oh my God, this is the armor that my dad gave me while he was dying and told me to keep with me all the time, and I had it with me until I got shipwrecked, and then I lost it, but now here it is, so I have a tiny little glimmer of hope that things might be okay. And amazingly, the 3 fishermen just like kind of take his word that this is his armor. He like points out like, this is the emblem of a king, and that king was my dad, so this is my armor. And they're like, groovy. And then they're like, so we can take you into the kingdom and show you where all the tournament and all that sort of thing is happening. Now that you have armor, are you going to enter the tournament and try to win the princess? And he's like, darn tootin' I am. And they're like, well, keep in mind that we're the ones that like found your armor for you, so once you have a lot of money, don't forget us. And he's like, I sure won't. And they decide that they're gonna go off, they're gonna take him into the town so that he can do that. And he's feeling a smidge better about himself and life and his prospects now that he has his armor back. And yeah, it's a very nice scene. It's kind of nice that he meets some strangers who are nice to him. Sorry, use that word a little bit too much. So anyway, that's the end of Act 2, Scene 1, and tomorrow we'll find out just how far Pericles has to go to get away from his fear of being killed by Antiochus, for finding out that Antiochus is sleeping with his daughter. Hopefully it's not too terribly much farther. And then just a couple days from now, we also have the 1000th episode coming up with a special treat. So stay tuned for that, and I will, of course, post everywhere where you can see the special treat and enjoy it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I had fun making it. I'm having fun making it. Yeah, so fun stuff. Tomorrow, more Pericles. In a few days, the 1000th episode. And a bonus. I will see you then. Mwah.